we are going to see what is force. So in simple term, what is force is, we know motion. Let's say, as you said, there is a car. Okay. And can you tell me, this car is it rest or is it moving?
Rest, ma'am.
Rest. So when it will start to move?
Ma'am, means when it's move, means going, ma'am.
So when we start the car, it moves.
Yeah.
So there is a force required to change the object from its rest position, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So that is called force. You understand? Yeah. Okay. So for example, let's say when you are pedaling a cycle, when you hold the cycle, it is not moving. The cycle is at rest.
Yeah.
When you start pedaling fast, when you apply that force on the cycle starts to move. Okay, that is called force. So here this person is having trolley, and the trolley moves in the direction he moves, right? Gahan?
Yeah, ma'am.
I can't see you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
And here so here the action applied is what? Push. Okay. And
Yeah,
here
ma'am.
when we in this drawer, what we do, the action is pull. We pull it towards us. Okay.
Yeah.
And the girl is here with the hockey stick hitting the ball, and the ball is in rest, moves to certain distance. Okay. So from the given examples, can you tell me what are all the actions that changes the object from its rest position? So what this guy is doing? No, is a measurement, Gagan. I'm asking the action. So what this guy is doing here?
Is pushing the trolley.
So pushing is one action. So what we are doing here when we want to open the drawer?
Ma'am, means pulling, ma'am.
Okay, so pulling is another action. And what this girl is doing here, the ball is at rest, and what she is doing?
That is also pushing.
That will be hitting.
Yeah.
So when a cricketer, when a batsman hits the ball, only the ball moves. Okay, or else let's say if a football moves only when the player hits it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the actions are what? Push, pull, and hit. So initially the object is at rest, and by pushing, pulling, or hitting the object, it changes its motion. It changes its motion from rest. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, and one more thing is, by applying the force, the size and shape of an object can be changed. I'll tell you an example for this. Let's say you have a spring in your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you push the spring from both ends, what happens? Or say, for example, you have a balloon in your hand. Okay. If you push the balloon holding two sides, and if you push it or if you expand it, what happens?
Means it will come more.
More size, bigger size. Right. So which means what? When we apply certain force, the object changes its shape, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And also, let's say for example, can you give an example of size? When we apply force, the size changes.
Rubber, ma'am.
Rubber, what kind of rubber you are saying?
Means normal eraser, ma'am.
Okay, so if we press it, the size changes. I think it will be Change of shape. Right.
Yeah.
Could you give me an example of change of size?
Ma'am, aeroplane, ma'am.
How, Gagan?
Ma'am, means when it will go top, it will become small in size.
That is illusion, Gagan. When we are on the ground, when we see it, it's illusion. That is a different concept in science. So when we apply a force, the object changes its size. For that, I'm asking an example. Okay, we note it down and let me know in next class. Okay?
Okay.
Come with a real-time example. For the object changing its size as well as shape. Okay?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, great. So the next thing is we have here is the balanced force and unbalanced force. So what is this balanced force means? We are applying force on an object, okay, and the object also experience that force. You agree? See, you're
Yeah.
riding a cycle and you applied some force and that is why the cycle is moving. So which means what? The force that applied by you is experienced by the object. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
So tell me in this case what happens. So here we have a wooden block on a table. Okay. So what happens here? There is two ropes, that is X and Y are tied in both sides of the block. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens here in this rope? Let's say for example, there is 10 grams of bar is old here. And in this end also, we have 10 grams of bar. So what happens to the wooden block here? So
It
tell
will
me
be.
one thing. The force
It has the
expressed
more.
by, yes, Gagan.
Which has the more weight, it will turn towards that side only, ma'am.
So okay, this is 10 gram and this is also 10 kilogram. What happens here at this
I mean,
example?
it will be there only, ma'am.
Why?
I mean,
You're right.
both are
Why?
the same.
So
Both is this.
both of them are in same weight. Both of them are having with both ends. Now I'm asking a question. Is this 10 kilogram does or inserts any force on this wooden bar?
Ma'am,
Does this 10 kilogram does does apply any force on this wooden bar?
means